Another thing I forgot to mention is how to use the front panel XY pad controls. Another thing I forgot to mention is how to access the front panel XY controls. And obviously the best way to demonstrate that is just by example. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose 4 parameters and we're going to assign them to the X, Y on the left and right sides of these controls, and their modulations, so you add the modulation just like you would any other type of modulation. So let's just do that, and we'll need to pick 4 meaningful parameters. Let's start with the waveform. We'll modulate, and this waveform can be changed continuously. So let's select the knob, add a modulation, and now when we select the modulator, instead of normally choosing a standard modulation type, let's go to the center one, which is a front panel control. And let's see here. There's 4 axes to choose from. Let's put the waveform on the x-axis on the left side. And we need to be careful about the extent of the modulation here. So let's change it to add, and we'll change this to pulse, and then we'll bump it up so that it goes into the saw. And so that guy's done. And what would be interesting, let's go to detune, and we'll take stereo and we'll modulate stereo, select the knob, hit add mod. Again, we'll go under front panel control, and let's choose the y-axis of the left side for that. And let me see here. Let's choose the cutoff frequency. We'll turn that down to 500. Select the knob, add a modulation there. This time let's choose the right side X control, and we'll need to change that to add. And normally you would do this by experimentation, but let's just put it up to a reasonable amount. And let's put something on the right side. So just to make life easier on ourselves, let's just choose the resonance as the 4th axis. So we'll select resonance, add mod, we'll choose the y-axis on the right side, hit OK, and again I think it'd be better to change the modulation type to add, and we'll start with a resonance of 1.5 and then we'll bump it up somewhere around 4. Let's do that. So we have the waveform, stereo, cutoff, and resonance. So let's just play this and move the XY controls around and see if we can hear anything. The x-axis was the waveform, and the y-axis here on the left side was the stereo width. And if you double click on the pad, it goes back to the center. And on the right side, if I remember correctly, we had the cutoff frequency and resonance. And the resonance was vertical. So that's how you work the XY controls.